Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night. This is the voice of GNFX. It's Tuesday, New York opening. Okay. I actually had to wait for about 2 hours. Okay, to wait to actually make this video, but I have to make this. Today there are no major news today. On Tuesday, the next major news we have is on the Aussie, which is during the which is during the Australian session. All right. So we are still having uprise, okay, on the Aussie, and okay, I would want to start to believe we could have a Tuesday reversal or Wednesday reversal on the Aussie. That's because due to the ongoing U.S. Um, China conflict. Okay, but since Monday, we actually not really seen much of that escalating. Okay, so we only need to wait for confirmations to come. But Aussie actually is going to make those further rise, which I wanted to see against the card because I expect the commodity fare like Canadian dollar to actually continue dropping because of the indices continue to drop. But if that would be the case, I think that pay will continue to further drop. All right, that would further drop. But at the moment, okay, actually heading to the ending of the month, which is going to happen this week, I would want to see further drops on that pay. Okay. So that could further slip, but actually not really a good time to start going bullish, but can actually be a good time to start adding some small amount of short positions. But here also I want to speak about this pay, and I think when next this pay would, if this pay would then make a rally, I think it would be super awesome because it's definitely going to break through several levels. And also we have had this huge accumulation here, huge guys, huge accumulation here. But so far we are actually seeing drops, okay, coming into the market, and we're actually having the RSI actually going into possible oversold. Okay, so what I'll be looking for this week, I'll be looking for some confirmation of the bullishness. Okay, but at the moment, everything is still bearish. So we'll continue to still go further bearish. But if there could be a confirmation of any bullishness here, okay, at the week, okay, so I will just wait for next week to actually confirm that. And I will look at the COT report for 2 weeks to then see what bias I would be going. But okay, then we'll just need to swap into the euro also to look at what the euro futures are actually doing today. Euro futures actually made a massive rise during the Monday sessions. Okay, actually made those rise in the Monday sessions of about 129. All right, but further saw a decline. Okay, from Monday about after New York opening. Okay, about New York opening, actually saw some further decline. And currently, I would expect this to come back into testing this neckline. And if that would be the situation, we might then reevaluate the situation instead of that. But what really are we seeing from the euro? And could the end be near? I think the end could be near for the euro, but for the okay euro. But at the moment, here guys, the end could actually be near, but we don't need to actually start exaggerating for those ends. Okay. This was a very clean structure in the market. Also looking at from a monthly time frame, this is also contracting. Okay, so if this is our first drop, which is our A, okay, this is our B, C, D. I would expect one more drop into testing before then either the right to upside or the further drop. So euro at the moment is actually still contracting, not really out of the bigger picture, which could also happen. Thereby, we have seen a massive push on also the euro USD and also euro making that massive push against all other currencies. Okay, so we have here actually testing this trend line. So we need to see how this trend line will act in the next 1 or 2 weeks. If there could be reversals of some sort, maybe with the future report, we will then look to short opportunities here. Okay. For also the JPY, we've also seen that JPY have also stalled around a very key area here, not really gathering momentum and not really losing steam, but also it's more or less trading sideways since the opening day on Monday actually made this drop but couldn't break below this further structure, which was formed on Friday low. So we're actually having the pay actually store in here or gathering momentum of some sort ahead of FOMC meeting, so or statement rather. So we want to see how everything will unfold. But here is a very key structure. But here we have the 61.8 Fibonacci level. If that could actually rise into this structure, I think that would be a very nice time to actually expect strength to come into the JPY. All right, because if this is going up, definitely the JPY is getting weak. But also, what we could also see here that the JPY actually tested this very key structure before then making that roll down. Okay, that was last week, and last week actually ended with this pattern here, which I would expect this to actually feel in the week to this week. Okay, this week, current week, which we are. I would expect that to feel, all right, because that's why tested this and then dropped. Okay, so I would expect that to feel. But if that doesn't feel and shows a bearish signal, I think that would be a good time to actually believe that JPY is actually going to gather momentum. Okay, so next on the NZD. Okay, the NZD futures actually was trading instead of some sort of channel, some sort. Okay, actually broke out here, but actually this was a very key area here, which the market is actually currently testing, and we need to see some momentum gathering. Okay, and breaking of levels before we can then look to go long. Okay, so USD not really okay, USD what guys, what is doing? Not really okay, trying to make some pushback up because it has broke through a very key structure which we spoke about last week and also on my pre-session too here. So I would not really be looking for much of strength to come in with the USD, and possibly if that would be the case, I would continue to see further uprise on the pound USD, as pound also have proved to be very strong inside of this area, also coming back into testing this key area here. So if we could see at the end of the day pound having to break above this key structure, that would be a good time to actually continue holding on to the pound USD buy, or possibly still going up. So let's go in to see what the USD JPY is actually doing currently. Actually, the USD JPY is actually going down. Okay, that's due to USD weakness, and I think that will continue with the huge possibility of JPY actually gathering momentum. So you could see still further drop on the USD JPY. All right. So let's just quickly go to some of the Euro GDP pairs and then see what we spoke about. I spoke about early on Monday that I want to see the CHF strength in the week. Okay, that I want to see the CHF strength. So, but earlier in the week, we actually see some capitulation on those pairs. Okay, we saw some capitulation on those pairs, and those pairs actually made some drop. Okay, so now we are having that capitulation coming back into the market, and with the pound strength coming in all as well, we are seeing further push up here. But how long would that take, and where would that lead us? So for last week, we saw last week how everything turned out for last week, and we had this drop from Tuesday to this support area here, and then on Monday we actually broke that support. Coming back to test that structure here would have been a nice time to actually go long on the pound CHF, but I cannot really do that at the moment because we also have the CHF indices actually making such a good strong rally. So let's just quickly go to see what is happening there, and why I don't want to be taking a trade off this yet until I could see some possible indication for weakness on the CHF. Okay, but that can still also happen. We are seeing a very strong rally on the CHF indices as well. So I would not be taking any trade off the GBP CHF at the moment, unless there could be some bid out on the CHF. Okay. All right. So let's see further what we have. Let's see further what we have here. Okay. Which actually was phenomenal too. We saw that massive rise, which was cool. Okay. That actually started at market opening, and that rise continued from that point, and we then made this high of around let's see how many pips that was from market opening price, then direct, okay, 133 pips before then. We are currently having further drops on Tuesday. All right, so here I expect the week to end bullish, but when I want to see price coming to test the structure. That was the structure which I spoke about initially from last week. I want to see price coming to test the structure. So when the market open here did not really trigger this entry. So I want to see the market actually make some further drops down into testing the structure, and only then can I look to long back into here, because overall I want to be bullish on the monthly as regards the Euro CHF. Why do I want to see that? Okay, let's just go down one more level. Now we had the Euro CHF actually gyrate from here, all right, to the upside. This is a consolidation. Okay, so the majority of the move could be to the upside, but that we do not know at the moment because here we have this very strong area here. So let's just go down to the daily time frame to see what we have there. All right, guys. Okay. So from the daily time frame, we have this huge trend line, all right, and okay, some sort price then test the trend line and then started to capitulate again as we wanted to see. But here could be a good opportunity to still continue longing this pay to further test this trend line in the future. All right, so for the Euro futures, I spoke about this, that it is actually contracting. It's in some sort of triangle right from 2012. So we can still continue seeing that happening. And there could be still further rise on the Euro JPY if there could be weakness on the JPY pay. Okay, JPY pay, because definitely this is rising. So you could still see some further rise here. Market opened and we had this rise up, then we're having this pullback here also coming in. So I possibly would expect further rise of this pay. I would not really be expecting those short trades. So if there could not be a good entry for me this week, I think I'll just have to abandon this pay and look for more other opportunities which I have currently in the market. Okay, so Euro card. I spoke about Euro card that Euro could continue to rise against the card as we have seen massive drop on the card. Okay, so this will still continue further as there is no resumption of strength on the card. So when there is resumption of strength on the card, we could then look to short the Euro card. So also with the pound NZD, the pound NZD have really gone up because of actually bail out on the risk on sentiment. Okay, in the market, we're actually seeing some bailing out from the New Zealand, Australia currencies. Okay, so that's why we actually had that rally. And I spoke about this in my pre-market that this is a very strong signal here. This is a very strong signal, which I also made reference with the Euro Great Britain pound also here, which actually happened here. Okay, and we saw a very massive rally. So I would be expecting also a similar situation to happen there, and that would be super phenomenal too, and it's still going up. Okay, so no sign of breakout of some sort. Okay, no sign of some sort. So this will continue to still go up because I spoke about this. Anytime you see this in the market, it's a very strong signal in the market, and definitely price is going to gyrate a very large way. Let's see what we have here. But against the JPY, it's not really moving much. Okay, not really moving much than the JPY. Okay, so what is Euro AUD doing? Euro AUD is still in an uptrend since last week and it's still continuing further going up. So what do we expect to see from a weekly perspective? How do we expect the week to end? We have a very strong structure here in the market, so we will not be taking any trade off this zone here. All right, we have a very strong structure here in the market, so we want to see how price will then test this structure, and whatever we come up with for next week, we need to reevaluate the situation and then look for opportunities for next week. So the pound card, which I spoke about, a very key structure, and we have seen that pounds have actually broke above that key structure which we spoke about, which actually came far back. Okay, that was last month. Okay, this was support, and it's currently breaking that structure. So we need to see if there could be a retest, then we continue long. That's due to the card weakness. Okay, you need to understand that not really the pound strength, but card weakness is actually coming into play in the market. Okay, so let's look at some sentiments, what we have in some sentiments, and what areas should we start looking for opportunities and how. I spoke about weakness on the card and strength on the CHF early in the week, and we are seeing that actually happening here. Also, the card CHF, also which I spoke about, I am also bearish on that play as well on account here. So, but definitely here, the New Zealand is actually weak. That's why we are seeing massive drop on the NZD. Okay, we are seeing massive drop on the NZD against the CHF, but not really the AUD CHF. So let's look at the AUD CHF, how it's actually faring, and if there's also that significant drop as well. Okay, they have not really been that significant drop as compared to NZD2, so which indicates that there is so much strength on the AUD than the NZD this week as the week is starting. So Okay, so we are seeing much strength on the AUD than the NZD, and that's why we have this play actually gyrate up here after forming this bit of reaccumulation here, which we spoke about on my pre-session. So we are having now price coming down. So wait for the retest and then we can continue to go long. But that would not be happening this week because I don't want to be taking a trade off this week here because of how everything is being structured in the market. So the CAD JPY is also making further drops even as the JPY is also stalling, but we are seeing the CAD weakness actually playing its part on the CAD JPY as it is also going down. AUD CAD is also making its way up also with the NZD CAD. That is because of the CAD weakness and not really the NZD strength. Okay, so we are also seeing that in the market. And what further can we also see that the CHF have also stalled today. Okay, so HFJPY have not really made much of a push today as the upside, but rather move sideways after market opening here. More of sideways movement, maybe gathering momentum. So if there could be one more drop, okay, so we will just need to see if there could be one more drop, maybe back into this zone. That would be a nice time. Okay, price actually currently testing the 61.8 Fibonacci level. So that could be a very nice time if there could be some weakness coming into the JPY, and also we could see further strength on the CHF, which we spoke about. All right, so let's look at some metals and also oil quickly before we wrap this up. Okay, we spoke about some of those pairs like the palladium also making those rallies, which you want to see the metals actually going up, but also the crude oil have also showed some great weakness about 2 weeks ago. All right, starting to slow down of some sort. So if that could continue playing its part, I think it's best one should avoid trading this currency, should just let it roll on its own and then possibly look for entry for a long, which might not really be this week because so far in the month, the pay have actually rise 3.2 as for the US crude, and also the UK Brent have also rose about 3.7% in the month. So on the current trading day, it has also dropped 0.80% and could continue to further drop. Okay, so speaking about gold, we should also look for opportunity to also go long on silver and gold too, but when we should allow the price to actually do a retracement of a good retracement. Okay, only a good retracement can actually interest me in the market. All right, guys, so that'll be all for today. And tomorrow we have a major news coming up ahead of the FOMC. And I wish you a best of trading week. And also, may your picks be above average. And I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful trading week. It's still the voice of June. Remain blessed.